Catalina.
Hello.
Hi, Catalina.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm excited.
Well, you know what? I wanted to tell you, my husband was driving through Detroit. He was doing a job, and he called me up immediately. He goes, Catalina, you wouldn't believe what I just saw. And I'm like, what? He says, an Obama gas station. And it was in Wyoming and Plymouth Road. And he said they had Obama hats out there and T-shirts, and they're selling all Obama
Yeah, they've started
stuff.
Obama restaurants in New York.
Obama.
Are you serious? It scared the hell out of me. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? But, you know, I wanted to tell you, I am sowing the seeds. I belong to several business networks. I'm giving out DVDs. I'm talking to people. I'm giving them your website. I've just been opening up eyes left and right, and whenever I get a new email, I always send it out or something interesting off your website, and people are asking questions, and people are starting to wake up. But my biggest concern is we're waking everyone up, and you kind of blew my idea of overthrowing the government. So what do you do to stop all this tyranny, stop all this terrorism?
If you just start saying no to corruption and you start getting involved and going to city council and speaking and going to church and speaking out, this New World Order will fall. If you just say no, 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 there's more good people than there are evil. If we just take action and educate others, this thing will fall. I appreciate your call, Catalina. Great call. And that was a question I wanted to have you on today about, because you're always so articulate over the phone about it. We'll have to have you back soon, Daryl, or over the phone at least. Something you drive down from Dallas. Romans 13, taken completely out of context. You say you're talking to Christians, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to let it all come and let it in. Even if it is the end of the world, don't we have to warn people?
Absolutely. I mean, that is just another excuse for people not to face their fear and to get up and get out and do something. I mean, we are called to be the light of the world as a Christian. I mean, you know what? I get sick to my stomach when I think about all the apathy within the church today. It's not just people in America, but Christians in particular ought to be the ones leading the charge against the evil deeds done in darkness. They're called to expose those deeds done in darkness. And yet, every time I even share with them about a corrupt police officer or about a politician who's lying or cheating or stealing, you know what they say? They say, oh, Romans 13, got to submit to authority. You know what? Poppycock. I say, hey, you know what? To what authority Jesus was submitting to when he stood up to the Pharisees and the Sadducees and called them sons of hell and brood of vipers and hypocrites? To what authority were Paul and all the other apostles or all the other early Christians thrown to the lions because they wouldn't submit to the tyranny and the authority of the people that were above them? No, if you continue to read Romans 13, what you come to realize is, one, it says, look, if you owe respect, give respect. Okay, so in other words, hey, if they come to arrest you, don't resist. Okay, you know they don't deserve it, they don't earn it. But hey, you know what? I've seen you get arrested in New York City, and what did you do? Did you throw a fit? Did you resist? No, you went with them, and then
no, because then they lost. If I'd have fought back, they would have won.
They would have won. That's right.
It's like Gandhi; it made them look bad.
That's right. So civil disobedience. That's what we need. Civil is the key word. Civil disobedience. But moreover, look, our governing authority isn't the politicians. Okay, they work for us. The governing authority.
Well, if we had a godly government, it would be. And plus, this is a new government, a new form, where we the people, not a king.
That's it. We're not subjects.
And so that means render unto Caesar. That's us.
That's right. We are Caesar. The Constitution is our governing authority. And when you see someone breach that Constitution, you ought to get up, stand up.
Exactly. When the police and the military and the government violates the Bill of Constitution, they're violating Romans 13.
They ought to go to jail. We ought to hold them accountable. I'm like with Ron Paul or Chuck Norris, man. I'd like to line up all those people and get with Ron Paul and say, which one of these guys is the crooks? And we'll just throw them in the heat pile. And if they don't want to go, we'll let Chuck put them in a sleeper hold until they just, and then Grundosaurus will come in and carry them and throw them on the heat pile. They're all a bunch of crooks and they need to go.
Hey, Daryl, fire out the websites again. We'll have you back soon. Love you to death. Thank you for the donation, because they had a big victory taking that from us.
It's mine. I got it. TinandWin.com. Go register to win, even if you can't list the law. And in 60 days and counting, youdonews.com. Get up, go out, get something.
Well, Daryl, we'll have you back on as that launches. Thanks for all your support.
Hey, my pleasure, man. God bless you.
I like Daryl. He is a real character and a great guy and has a lot of energy. We'll be back with this Jesse Ventura, where he talked about waterboarding with us 6-7 months ago, airing for the first time here since it's such big news now. I thought I'd air it. Stay with us. We got Jesse Ventura coming up in the next segment. I thought I'd play a little bit of the video of him talking about waterboarding with us in the car when he was here about 6 months ago. I'll tell you about a few sponsors first that made this show possible. HomeGain, HomeGain.com. Go to Infowars.com, click on Max, the little orange gorilla, and go over there. You can enter your street address, get a free breakdown on how much your home is really worth. They have a home sale maximizer to tell you the best improvements to make for the cheapest amount of money for the greatest amount of value when you sell it and put it on the market. Been around for 10 years, HOMEGAIN.com. That is homegain.com, ladies and gentlemen. And one last sponsor of the day, eFoodsDirect.com, the longest continually operating storable foods company in the nation. eFoodsDirect.com, the highest quality storable foods at the best prices I found anywhere. Non-GMO, non-hybrid. 1-800-409-5633. 1-800-409-5633 or eFoodsDirect.com. It's time to get self-sufficient. eFoodsDirect.com or 1-800-409-5633. Okay, let's go ahead and play some of this video for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, audio for the listeners on the radio, Jesse Ventura, because we have hours and hours. We didn't put this on the web for some reason. And then I noticed it's all over the news when he talks about, he could waterboard Cheney and make him say he killed Sharon Tate and how ridiculous waterboarding is. Here's part of that clip. We'll go out of break, come back with the rest of it, and then go live to Jesse Ventura. Stay with us.
You had to watch it, Alex. You're good on that. Our country today is not the country that I defended when I was in the service back in the 1970s and 60s, because back in those days, you had to watch it, Alex. You're good on that. Back in those days, you still had to be charged with the crime before you were guilty of it. And today it seems that, and you back in those days, you had to be charged with the crime to be held. It seems today now they can arrest you, they can hold you for an undetermined, as long as they feel like it, like they're doing in Guantanamo.
Well, the Military Commissions Act says they can grab American citizens. Well,
which is absurd.
Well, I mean, how is it that the people running things aren't the bad guys? I'm not saying America's the bad guys, people that have seized the government. When they wrote memos saying it's okay to torture people's children in front of their parents, it's okay to kill them if you didn't mean to kill them under the torture or the enhanced interrogation techniques. And so they played the lawyer game of saying, well, we don't call electroshocks or pulling out fingernails, we don't call it torture, we call it enhanced interrogation, and then play that lawyer mind game. Can you speak to that?
I don't know about all of that, but I will speak directly about waterboarding.
Yeah, I mean specifically about torture.
Well, no, I am, but I will
saying
only,
it's not torture.
I will only speak about waterboarding. I was waterboarded.
In training?
I was waterboarded by my own country. Now, if we call waterboarding torture, then why do we torture our own soldiers? And I'm not saying waterboarding isn't torture, it is. I deem it as torture. But yet I was waterboarded. Everybody that I knew was waterboarded because it was part of what they called SEER school, which was survival, escape, resistance, and evasion. It was a required course if you were going into the combat zone back in the era of Vietnam. I'm sure it's probably still required today.
Yeah, they were getting them ready to be tortured and to resist, and it's listed in those Army manuals as torture, so that disproves the White House later saying it isn't torture.
Well, and my simple response to all this, Alex, is I would like to take our 5-time deferred Vice President, Dick Cheney, I would like to waterboard him. And let him then make the determination, having been waterboarded, then we'll ask him whether he thinks it's torture or not. I got a feeling he'd drop dead with the heart that he has today. If you waterboarded Dick Cheney, I feel that he would become a fatality because his weak heart wouldn't be able to take it. But my point being on doing that is I think these people that determine what torture is or isn't, I think they should first have it done to them physically, and then let them make an actual determination on whether they felt it was torture or not.
Can you describe what waterboarding was like?
Drowning. It gives a complete sensation that you are drowning.
What did they do?
They strap you down, they put a towel across your face, and they start pouring water into the towel. And naturally your mouth and that can't consume all the water. You can't drink it quick enough as they pour it. And it gives you the sensation it's going up your nose, it's going down your throat, and it gives you the complete feeling that you are drowning, even though you're not. The moment they stop it, then it'll subside.
But that's the field waterboarding. They have another one where they put your head completely into a bathtub.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
The only kind we got.
They kill people doing that.
The only kind we got was the field waterboarding back.
All right, we'll be right back with the rest of this.